Last video, I modified 8 pieces of clothing using color removing and dyeing. Today, I'm styling all of them. Here are just a few of the before and afters, but if you want to see the full process, I'll link that video down below. So for this video, I'm going to be grouping the pieces by color. So I dyed 3 pieces using the RIT dye in the color Canyon. I color removed 2 pieces that were originally black, and I dyed 3 pieces the color Glacier Lake, which is a combination of evening blue and navy RIT dye. So let's talk about the Canyon group, and the first thing I'm going to style today is this Olympics hat, which originally was white. In this outfit, I styled it with an all-neutral outfit and used the hat as a pop of color. I love how the color came out, and it's going to be worn so much more than if it had remained white, because I hadn't even worn it in the white color yet, and it already had like marks and stuff on it because it was such a pure, bright white. But in this terracotta color, I feel like it can withstand a little more wear and tear and just feels more in line with my personal style. Next up, we have my big bud pressed trousers, and these were originally a like cheddar cheese yellow color, and I decided to make them this like rusty red color because I have a pair of mustard trousers already and I wear them quite a bit, and I got these in a mystery box, so I didn't get to choose the color. And so when deciding to dye them, I thought a rusty red would be a great addition to my wardrobe. I thought it would look really good with blues and greens, and this blue sweater proves that. This is probably the piece I've worn the most. I only finished dyeing these a couple of weeks ago, and I have definitely been wearing the rust pants the most out of everything. They're in a silhouette that I know and love in the big bud pressed trouser, and this color just feels like it's adding new energy to my wardrobe as a whole. Next we have this blouse, which, if you can believe it or not, was in the same dye bath as the other 2 pieces, and it's so much darker because it was actually one of the color removed pieces that I color removed and then re-dyed, so it was a grayish color when I added it to the dye bath, and then combined with the Canyon color that I used for the other 2 items, it created this beautiful like dark brown burgundy color. And putting this outfit together, I am so excited to wear this for summer and hot early fall because it's just a lovely silhouette. I really love the top as a whole, but previously it was like a blush pink with a black print on it, and it was just really hard for me to style. I felt like I could only wear black. I don't wear a lot of black in the summer, and then the blush pink of the base felt like it blended into my skin a little bit, so it was just a really hard color combination for me to wear. Now that it's in this like brownie burgundy color, I could see myself wearing this with this outfit in the summertime, as well as so many other different pieces in my summer wardrobe. Now moving on to the other 2 pieces that I color removed, but these ones remained undyed. I didn't end up dyeing these, either the Canyon color or the blue that we're gonna get to later, so they stayed the color that came when the black was removed. So here we have these Stan Rays. They were originally black, and the stitching actually remained black, whereas the fabric ended up turning this like creamy beige color. These are actually a little bit more difficult for me to style. I'm not sure what to pair them with, and so if you guys can think of some ideas for how to style these, I would love to chat about it in the comments. Or I could also dye them a different color. So because they are 100% cotton and I use the color remover, I think if I dyed them, the color would take really well to these. And so I would love to know if you feel like I should dye these any specific color, or if you think I can style them better as is. Let's chat about it in the comments. Seriously, I need your help. Finally, for the color removed pieces, we have this sweatshirt, which was black and is now gray. And this was a big shock for me because I really had no expectations when it came to what color these pieces were going to be when I color removed them, but I was super happy with this like mid-tone gray. I don't have a lot of gray in my wardrobe, and I think it's something that I could get a lot of use out of within my wardrobe, and so when I grabbed this out, I was really excited that it turned out such a nice color, and I'm excited to style it even more throughout fall. I definitely feel like the gray is way more wearable within my wardrobe. Here I'm styling the gray sweatshirt with this checked skirt, and I think this is a really cute combination that I will definitely be wearing out into the world. And I think it's this great combination of polished and more sporty, which is something I sort of want to include more in my wardrobe. So this fitting so perfectly into my wardrobe has been a really pleasant surprise from this process. So I'm very excited that I'm going to get a lot more wear out of this, thanks to me color removing it. Now moving on to the Glacier Lake pieces, and the first one is this linen shirt, which I think is most true to the color that I intended. I think the linen just soaked it up and it looks so good. I'm so excited. This was a super soft blue originally, and I think because it's so much more saturated and like deep, it's going to be so much more wearable for me in the summer. I love how it looks with these mustard pants, and I think it's going to work super well with the rest of my summer wardrobe. Next we have my blue sweatshirt, and because this is a cotton blend, it didn't get as saturated as the linen shirt, but I think it's still a pretty color. It's just been a little bit more difficult for me to style. However, yesterday I paired it with these brown pants, and I think it actually came out really cute. So I have two options for this sweatshirt, and I think maybe part of the reason it's hard for me to style is because it is a solid top. So I think over the next couple of months, I need to experiment with styling it a little bit more and see if I can find some outfit options, or I'll have to dye it a deeper color so it can work better in my wardrobe. Finally, we have this blue sweater, and this was one I was really worried about because in the dye bath, it looked super gray compared to the other two pieces, but it ended up being this really beautiful blue color. It almost has more of a greenish tint because the base color was more of a beige, whereas the sweatshirt was a true like bright cream. So I think the end color feels a little closer to my personal style than the blue sweatshirt. And so styling it with these overalls felt really fun and playful and in line with my personal style. I really like this sweater. I liked it before I dyed it, and I just felt like I wasn't getting the wear out of it that I could if it was maybe enough more fun color. So I'm excited to keep trying to style it and see what other combinations I can make within my wardrobe. So the pieces that I'm wearing the most right now are big bud press rusty pants, just because, like I said, I haven't had these in my wardrobe for that long. I only dyed them a couple of weeks ago, and so I'm still exploring how to style them. And I had been keeping them in a pile to make sure I kept them all together when I was recording my process video. So they were also like in quarantine until I recorded that. And now that they're within my wardrobe, I think I'm gonna get a lot more wear out of them. But just based on the first week or two, it's definitely like those rust pants. I can't wait to wear them. They're really inspiring me, and they're one of my favorite pieces. The thing that surprised me the most when I was styling was how difficult it was to style the Stan Rays. When I was trying to figure out what outfit to put with these, I felt like it was more difficult than I expected it to be. They're a pretty neutral color now, and I feel like they're easier to style than they would be if they were black, particularly in my wardrobe. But something about them is making it difficult for me to create an outfit with. So I think I just need to grab some inspiration and try and explore a little bit more within my wardrobe and take the time to create intentional outfits with these pants and see why it's not working, or if I'm able to create outfits that inspire me and that I'm excited to wear. My final thoughts on this project was that it was really worth it for me. I love a little project. I think dyeing is a great way to get new life out of your clothes, and so for me it was totally worth it. If you have a piece in your wardrobe that you love the way that it looks, you love the silhouette, you know that the silhouette is something you're gonna get a lot of wear out of, and maybe the color is a little bit more difficult to style, then I would definitely recommend either color removing or dyeing. I would just say temper your expectations of when you're color moving, when you're dyeing. It's like hair. Like if you dye brown hair, it's not gonna be like the most vibrant color, but if you dye platinum blonde hair, then it will be more true to the color. So that's how I think about it when I'm thinking about dyeing clothing. So if that sounds like it's up your alley, then I would definitely try to dye something at home, because you could get a lot more life out of that one piece instead of donating it or it ending up in a landfill. If you guys have dyed clothes, I would love to hear about your experiences. What did you dye? Was it a good experience? Was it the color you expected? Let's chat about our experiences down below. Let me know if it had a good impact on your wardrobe or if you ended up still not wearing it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up so I know how to make more videos like this. I love making videos about personal style and making the most out of your wardrobe, so if you don't want to miss anything from me, make sure to subscribe. It really helps my channel. If you enjoyed this, you might enjoy my video where I style pieces that I never wear, so I will leave that linked here and see you in the next one. Bye!